blockchain technology has opened up endless opportunities for making money in our world. And in today's video, we'll be looking at some of the easiest ways to make good money from crypto while exposing yourself to the smallest risk possible. Today, we'll be looking at ways to make money using one of the latest applications of blockchain technology, DeFi. Make sure you stick around till the end of the video so you'll see how you can get paid for nothing other than using a particular network and testing out its features. Before we go further, I just want to remind all of you watching, especially the lawyers in the house, that this video is not a piece of financial advice. It is meant for educational purposes only. Now back to our video. Since blockchain technology exploded onto the scene with Bitcoin back in 2008, many industries have been revolutionized by this new tech. For many people, the only way to earn with crypto is to buy low, wait for the hype to jack up the price, and sell high. Unfortunately, this method is very risky, especially if you don't have a truckload of money lying around like Elon Musk. Thankfully, you can still make a lot of money from crypto without much risk or investment. One of the ways to do this is through decentralized finance, or DeFi for short. DeFi has many opportunities to make you rich, but we'll be looking at one of the major ones today, which is DeFi lending. DeFi lending allows holders of crypto assets to become borrowers without the need of a middleman, like a bank. One can become a lender by giving their crypto assets to a lending pool via a smart contract. Borrowers earn interest on the amount of crypto given to the lending pool. So what benefits does DeFi lending offer? Far higher rates, usually 30% or higher. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but it's not so shocking to see such a huge interest rate in crypto. A major reason is that fewer people can access DeFi than traditional lending like banks. And another big reason is the amount of money being pumped into the crypto industry day by day. Sometimes people are paid to use a blockchain network and test out its features. Just stop and think about it. You get paid real money just for using a platform and testing its features. The second benefit is you get full control over your money with true DeFi. In traditional lending, when you keep your money with a bank or an insurance firm, you don't get any say in who the banks borrow the money to. In a way, we can say once you deposit the money with the bank, you lose a lot of control over it. With DeFi, you get full custody over where your money goes and stays. The only person that has access to your money is whoever has your private key. Of course, this should be you, except if you choose to be careless with it. Even the governments can't force it out of you. This just goes to show how much control DeFi gives you over your money. The third benefit is that crypto loans are collateralized. DeFi lending requires that anyone who wants to take a loan will have to collateralize the assets. Collateralizing means that a person who intends to borrow crypto has to deposit an amount more valuable than the loan amount. For example, if John needs to borrow, say, $100 worth of Bitcoin, John would need to deposit the value of $150 in another currency, usually a stable coin. Stable coins are cryptos whose price is pegged to the dollar. If the amount a person borrows is less than the collateral they deposited, they will be liquidated. Liquidation means they will get to keep the borrowed money while their initial deposit will go to the lender. This collateralization process stops people from borrowing money they can't pay back. This prevents disasters like the 2008 mortgage crisis, where people took outrageous loans that they couldn't pay back. In DeFi, there are money pools called liquidity pools where people can borrow or exchange assets. People earn money by giving their money to the pool. When traders engage in trading with the pool, they pay a service fee that goes directly to you who gave the money to the liquidity pool. Unfortunately, there's a potential drawback: impermanent loss. Impermanent loss means you make less money by giving your money to a liquidity pool than if you had just held the token. Impermanent loss happens when one of the tokens you gave to the pool shoots up in price or goes crashing down. Thankfully, most times, the trading fee that people earn from giving their money to the liquidity pool is higher than how much they'll make if they just held on to it. So how do you start earning money, providing liquidity? There are three simple ways that carry very little risk. The first step is providing liquidities to stable coins. By providing liquidity to stable coins, you get to earn money when the traders trade their assets with the liquidity pool. For instance, you provide an equal amount of DAI and Ether to allow back and forth trading between both assets, and you earn money off the fees paid by the traders. This method is safest, Since stablecoins are tied to the dollar, you won't have to worry about losing your initial deposit even if the market crashes. The second step is providing liquidity to strong assets that are strongly related. Although riskier, this is another good way of earning trade fees from coins that you have exposure to. For example, the Curve finance pool asks you to deposit 30% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum, and 30% stablecoins. Then when these coins are traded, you get paid from trading fees paid by those trading with your assets. One benefit of this method is that Bitcoin and Ethereum usually trade together since they are large cryptocurrencies. This can be a great way to reduce the risk of the collapse of one of these coins. Plus, you get to earn a solid fee because of the tons of people trading back and forth between these tokens every single day. Next up is a risky way to earn huge money from DeFi while aiding the community. The third step is providing liquidity to new and risky tokens. You can earn surprisingly huge amounts of money as an incentive to provide liquidity to new and risky tokens. With this method, you are taking the risk of providing liquidity to one of those tokens with a good chance of a price crash. Still, the reward is that you make huge returns on your money. Furthermore, for providing liquidity to such tokens, you're more vulnerable to that problem we talked about earlier, impermanent loss. And I'm sure most beginners can't seem to wrap their heads around it. Impermanent loss happens when the value of your share of tokens after providing liquidity is less than what it would have been if you had just held your tokens instead. This effect becomes significant when the token's price doubles or drops by 25% and more. The last method on our list of making money with DeFi is through incentives. When it comes to incentives, there are two main points that we'll discuss. Incentives. This is when you incentivize people to use your blockchain. This excites them and gets them to bring new users. So, for instance, you're in charge of advertising a blockchain network and getting users to the platform. You could buy ads on the internet, but sadly, many sites do not allow crypto ads, thanks to the high number of crypto scams advertised on the internet in 2017. You can buy a billboard, but it probably won't work because blockchain is still largely a new space, and most people aren't familiar with it enough to become users just from seeing your billboard. But you could try something else, something ingenious. You could take all that advertising money and create an incentive program where users of your blockchains will earn a reward. This gets people excited to use your blockchain, and they go as far as telling their friends and family who then join the network. This way, you are sure that the advertising money is being well spent since they only get paid for using the blockchain. If you go online, you'll find that incentives are a mega trend in the blockchain community right now. The Avalanche blockchain announced their incentive program named the Avalanche Rush, where they gave away $180 million in incentives. Due to that token's price increase, that amount is now about $720 million. The Near blockchain announced another mega incentive program in which they would be giving away $800 million in incentives. The Phantom Network decided to shake things up and go the other way by handing out millions of dollars to developers to build apps for their blockchain. So yeah, you can join the multitude of people getting paid good money just to use the blockchain and test their networks. Airdrops. Airdrops are another great way to earn money just for using the blockchain. So think of a company going public by selling its shares. It also sells ownership of the company to the public, alongside some decision-making rights in the company. And usually the higher you share, the more your decision-making rights. Airdrop works similarly. People are given tokens and voting rights for using the platform before a specific date. A great example is a recent airdrop announced by the ENS platform where people were given voting rights for using the platform. I sold my 213 ENS tokens, which I had won within a couple of hours for $5 grand. Sadly, it could have been worth more had I held on a little bit. I thought that most other people were getting $5 grand and that they would sell, and they probably did. But big companies like Coinbase scooped up all the tokens, which drove the price to $80 per token. One of our students sold his 200-ish token for $17,000. What made this unbelievable was when he told me that he bought this domain after watching my ENS video. To close off, I just want you to know that the opportunities to earn money with crypto are almost endless. Just by keeping an eye out, you can make good money whether the market goes up or down. Sadly, there's a payback. The more people that join the crypto space, the lesser the rewards and incentives will be. Thankfully, folks like me and you will have made the most out of it before the rewards and incentives become too small. P.S. There are a lot of scams out there. And on that note, please never contact someone directly from your comments section, as this could be a scammer. That's the end of our video, guys. I hope today's video has taught you some exciting ways to make money through crypto. If it has, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Also, tell us in the comments section which method of making money with crypto you enjoyed the most. I feel like some risk takers among us will like providing liquidity to new and risky tokens. If that's you, please tell us how that has been going for you in the comment section below.